Hi, I'm Rhonda Keene. I'm a physical therapist here at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and I work in the brachial plexus clinic. And this is Miss Sage, and we are just going to go over how to do range of motion exercises for a child that has brachial plexus injury or brachial plexus birth palsy. And the purpose of these range of motion exercises is just to maintain her joint range of motion so that as she gets stronger, she won't be restricted in her joints. So the first one I'm going to do here is shoulder flexion. And I just want to bring her arm up over her head. There you go. And I'm just holding this shoulder stable with one hand. There we go. Awesome. Again, ideally, it's good to hold it for about 30 seconds, but I don't want to resist her too much, so just kind of got to go with what's comfortable and what she'll tolerate. All right, and the next exercise I want to do, or the next range of motion stretch, I want to do shoulder abduction. And then I just, again, want to bring her arm up towards her ear as far as she'll let me. And I'm not forcing it, I'm just kind of, yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, that's perfect. Good job. And then the next exercise is going to be shoulder external rotation. And with her arm out by her side here, kind of at a 90 degrees to her trunk. I know. I want to bring her hand back towards the table. And now we're going to do shoulder internal rotation. And again, I have her arm at 90 degrees from her body. You're being so good. You are. And this time I just want to bring her hand down. And I may not get it all the way to the mat, but I just want to go towards that direction as far as I can. Now we're going to do horizontal shoulder adduction. So out this way, and then just straight across her body. And this exercise is really important for keeping motion between the shoulder blade and the upper arm. And I'm kind of stabilizing the shoulder blade back here with my hand, just kind of keeping that pressed against her ribs. So here, and then all the way across her body. You can kind of work on that same range of motion by having her roll over that shoulder. Yeah. So now we're going to move down to the elbow, and we want to make sure that she maintains elbow extension. I just want to bring her arm out straight and get a good stretch. All right, so again, I just want to maintain that on a good stretch. And then I also want to do elbow flexion, and that's just bringing bending her elbow the whole way. And bringing her hand towards, you can just work on bringing her hand towards her mouth with it. All right, from elbow extension and flexion, we want to work on forearm supination, and that is turning her hand up towards the ceiling. And this is usually a typical weakness that we see with brachial plexus kids, is being able to fully supinate their hand. So I just want to get a good stretch right there. And I'm just holding her elbow at her side, holding her elbow stationary. All right. And then after supination, we want to pronate, and that's to turn the hand down towards the floor. And again, you just want to do a few reps of these, but try to hold it at the end of the range for 30 to 60 seconds. Good job. So Sage looks like she has pretty good, her hand is working well, but we'll go through the motions of her hands too. We're gonna do wrist extension. We're just gonna hold Sage's arm at about 90 degrees, and I wanna just give her a little bit of finger flexion and bring her wrist up. This is wrist extension, and I wanna just hold it there for about 30 to 60 seconds. Yeah. And then we're gonna go in the opposite direction into wrist flexion and just bend her wrist down. Okay. And then finger extension. And I wanted just a little bit of wrist extension while I straighten out all her fingers.